What's up, everyone? Aaron here, part of the PocketBot Collective, and today I'm going to be taking a look at Magic Square's MS-B27 Voice Ripple. Obviously, their take on Soundwave. Now, the first thing you'll notice is that I have two versions of this figure, and that's because Magic Square realizes that many of us collectors are completionists, and that if we were interested in this figure, we would probably want all six of Soundwave's cassette partners that he used in the first couple of seasons of the cartoon, as well as the original movie. So they broke the cassettes into 3 different purchases to try and coax extra sales out of customers, and I would imagine they succeeded more than they didn't. It worked on me, certainly. So a little background on that: they released this blue version, the tape team, and a Sound Blaster version initially. So when I went to purchase all 3 of them, pre-order all 3, Sound Blaster was gone immediately, and he's the one who came with Laserbeak. This version comes with this Auto Scout and Rumble. He's Rumble to me. He may be Frenzy to you. That's fine, but I'm going to call him Rumble. And the tape team consisted of the others: Buzzsaw, Ravage, Ratbat, and Frenzy. So I wasn't able to get Sound Blaster. I kind of contented myself to not being able to complete the set, but they released a 3rd coloration in this metallic blue coloration. It is marketed as the comic version, but honestly, I think the blue is closer to how he appeared in the cartoon more often than not. So, anyway, there's that. So, that one was re-released with Laserbeak, so I was able to complete them. So, I've got both of them here for you guys to take a look at. But we're going to look at them primarily. We will look at the cassettes these two come with specifically, but I will not go completely into detail on them, as I plan on reviewing the tape team as well here very soon. So let's get into it. Let's start looking at accessories and the boxes. All right, so here's the box. It's your standard sort of Magic Square box you've probably seen before. Got some original artwork of Soundwave here. Looks good. The alien kid from that one episode. Schematics, product shots, you know the drill. Here's the metallic box, exactly the same, except they did change the color of the artwork. So, what else do they come with? We'll start with Blue Boy here. Here's his instructions. Very good to have. There's a lot of waist rotation to keep track of in this one. Magic Square, so you get a collector card done in thick cardstock. Cool to have. You get 3 pairs of hands. He comes installed with a pair of holding hands. You also get a pair of pointing hands. And a pair of eject hands, if you will. Even though you only need it for his left hand. I suppose they were just molding pairs of hands as they're accustomed to doing. And just said, here, have an extra one. So, that's fine. He also comes with this translucent Energon Cube 2B. Pretty cool. If you remember in the cartoon, many times Megatron would go, "Soundwave, prepare the Energon Cubes." And he would, make these little translucent cubes out of his chest, and they would fill it up with oil or whatever and compress it down and make Energon cubes somehow. It does not work. It's meant to fit inside of the frame of the tape deck door here, I think, and it's just a little too big for it. Suppose you could try and shave it down some and do it, or maybe use some temporary adhesive if you really want to get some pictures or something, but yeah, cool to have, but a little unfortunate that it does not actually function the way it's intended to. So, as far as other accessories, obviously, like I said, he's going to come with these 2 cassettes, Rumble and the Auto Scout. And Rumble has his own accessories and guns and pile drivers. He's just going to come with Laserbeak. But he also gets instructions, collector card, alternate hands. But he also came with a sticker sheet. Now, I've been told this one comes with a sticker sheet as well. Mine did not, so I cannot personally confirm that. But this one did, but from where he's painted so well, I don't see myself using any of these really. But if you are someone who's into that, probably important to note, he also comes with an Energon cube as well, done in translucent purplish plastic. I guess simulating it being filled. Again, it does not actually function the way it's supposed to, though, so that's a little unfortunate. But he also comes with this unique piece, and it is a alternate hand. Pretty sure this was a scanner that Soundwave used in a few episodes, and it works just like any other swappable Magic Square hands. Just take it in and peg it right back on there. And it looks pretty cool. It's got some cool molded detail there. So yeah, I'm cool with having that. I definitely appreciate that. I kind of wish it was the same color as one of the two of them. As far as this blue and not this lavender color. But, you know, it is what it is. So yeah, that's all of their accessories other than the cassettes and their batteries. I'm noticing this now. It looks like a massive glare from my window, but it's not. It's actually part of the issue since they're in space. But that's as good of a segue into these as well. But their battery weapons are two distinct pieces, unlike the New Age version. This one, the New Age version has two that look like this, and you can just plug this tip into the end of one of them, basically. This one has a little sliding mechanism so that you can do that underneath as far as storing it in alt mode. But yeah, it looks pretty good. And this one, I really like this one because it has this hinge on the bottom where it tabs into his shoulder, and you can actually use that to get some angles on his shoulder launcher, which kind of like you see here actually. And I have a lot of Soundwave figures, and I don't have any that do that other than this one. So that's pretty cool to have. That's a huge plus in my book as far as that goes. So as far as their sets, here's the Auto Scout. It was used in one episode. I believe the episode was a Prime problem, but it starts out with the Decepticons finding some explosive crystals, unstable crystals, and Megatron tells Soundwave to send the Auto Scout out, and he does, and it's just this little probe thing that goes and messes with the crystals and gets promptly blown up when they explode. So, yeah, very cool to have, though, because I don't think this has been made before in any... I don't even think Takaro's touched it for Masterpiece. I mean, it's a very simple little thing, but it's definitely cool to have because, like I said, I don't think it exists anywhere else other than in this Magic Square set. So, but it's very tape-like. It's easily the most tape-like of all of them. What is going on with this piece? This is supposed to be the easiest transformation, and this piece is just stuck here. I don't know what is going on there. I've never had that problem. They get pushed a little too far on this hinge. Jeez. Wow. Okay. Well, there's that. That's gonna inhibit me showing it to you guys. In one reason I changed. There it goes. Okay. Wow. Okay. So in tape mode, and it easily fits in here. The best of any of them. So very good. I'm not even going to bother with Rumble here, and because I'm going to show you guys a lot more detail on them in the tape team review, but also he does not fit in these chests anywhere near as well as that thing or the Birds and Ratbat. Like I said, Rumble, Frenzy, and Ravage, you're going to have a hard time getting them into their tape modes to get into the chest. So, but the others work pretty well, and I'm just showing Laserbeak here for a second because he looks cool. But he's a easy transformation, so I'll just show him real quick. And like I said, I'll go over this in my follow-up video. But just to show you guys the functionality with the stars of the episode here. And the review episode. But as you can see, that works perfectly fine. Now, you do have this in case you do get one of those other ones stuck in there. You can untransform this, and you can just, if you need to take something to push it out, or you can take your finger, usually, and just help push it out if you need to, if it gets stuck. So that's good to have. So yeah, that's your accessories. Let's get on to looking at the detail on the paint and the articulation. So let's take a look at these guys, and I'll look at my new favorite here. Like I said earlier, this coloration, other than this metallic silver here, this coloration to me resembles the cartoon a lot more than this one, in my opinion. So I've been using this one in my actual display collection now. But yeah, beautiful red paint right here on the face, on that visor. Nice silver paint. All this metallic blue everywhere. Looks good. You got some nice gold trim here on the tape deck. Looks awesome. Head articulation. You're going to be able to go all the way back with a cut at the back for transformation. And you can go 360. Otherwise, that's about it. Not really any attitude or down. A tiny amount of down, but that's it. So, arms, you're going to be able to get 360 on this. You've got a double hinged elbow for the full range there. And obviously, wrist rotation due to them swapping out. You've seen articulation on this thing. And he has a little bit of a reverse butterfly you can use due to transformation. So, waist rotation, 360. He has reverse ab crunch if you want it. His hips are a ball joint as well, and you get some movement there at the actual connection. Heyo. Knees past 90 there. This little front skirt will go up for you if you need to. And toe tilt for your ankle rocker needs. It works pretty well. He can kick almost all the way straight out and back. And due to how he transforms, yes, he can do the full splits. So yeah, pretty articulated. Like I said, I think he looks good. They clean up pretty well on the back, in my opinion. So, check out his colors real quick. Like I said, this one looks good too. But another reason I like this one better is, as is often the case with the first versions of any mold, his joints are a little looser than his are. These are definitely a lot tighter, especially in his legs. I mean, there's a little bit of shake. So, but he still does a pretty good job of holding his poses and everything. But yeah, looks pretty good too, in my opinion. So, before we get into transformation, let's do a few size comparisons with these guys. And we'll do a few general ones real quick to start out. So, as far as Iron Factory goes, here they are with our unofficial mascot, Runabout. Here they are with fellow Magic Square and Optimus, Line of Justice Optimus. There's New Age Skywarp. Let's make this a Decepticon party. So there you go, as far as those go. As far as other Soundwaves go, there's the old Mech Planet Hot Soldiers Sound Blaster. There's New Age Sound Blaster. And there's the DX9 KO from Pocket Toys. So, you see how they size up with some fellow Legends Soundwaves there. So, let's get into transformation, shall we? Alright, so let's get this guy transformed. So, what you're going to start with doing is take his head and look all the way up on that ball joint and rotate it 180. We'll go ahead and do his hands since they're simple in one step. You can see there's a panel on the back here and a little notch where it tabs into place. You're just going to pull this panel up like so, and then take his hands like that. So you've got that look. And this is just on a friction joint, so if it pops out, don't worry, you're still good. Haven't had that happen to me lately, but definitely a few times when I first did this. So we'll go ahead and get his arms and legs sort of out of the way here, and you're going to take his crotch piece here and rotate it down on this hinge, and then rotate it 180. So next, let's open up his back, and we're going to take this entire piece that's hidden up here and rotate it down. I'm going to angle it like that so that I can just rotate. You see here, this entire waist section is a totally different joint. So you're going to rotate that around like so to the front. Okay. So now we can take his head and bring it down into the tape deck cavity. And from where I have that tape in there, that's actually kind of going to help not push it too far. And then you can go ahead and bring this back and close it back. But you're also going to want to pull this little piece, this little panel up. So now you can go ahead and bring his arms back if you want to. And you have some very ugly notches right here on the back of his arms. They almost look like stress marks a little bit. And that's going to plug into there, and his hands are just going to sort of free float like that. So let's get to the legs. Well, I guess I should have folded that up. Alright, so we'll get to the legs. So you're going to open the back of his legs here on this hinge. Just bring them all the way out. You have some different pieces you have to move here. So you're going to take this piece and move it up, and then this piece and rotate it out. There's also a piece here on the back, on the bottom. Would help if I had fingernails. There we go. So you're going to want this sort of look as far as this panel goes. So just do the same thing again on this side. And bring that panel down. Now you can go ahead and do his feet. So you're going to fold his heel up like that, and then just bring the foot down inside of that, like that, as you can kind of see there. So just repeat that. Now, his upper legs, you can see, are notched. This tab right here is notched in right here. So what you're going to do is pull that up and out, and then you're going to pull it back. You get around that little corner there on clearance, and you're just going to lay all this down, and there's a notch right there for it to rest in. So you should have a look like this at this point. So just do that again. Again, sometimes that's a little hard to get clearance on. Maybe I should have waited to rotate that panel up, but come on now. There we go. Alright, so you should have this look. Now you can take his batteries, and this one is going to notch in. You can do either side, it doesn't matter. They have places for both of them. But on one side, you're going to look at the center notch, and you're going to notch this in there. So, just like so. This one, you're going to use the handle, and there's a hole on the side right there. And you can just set that in like so. So now, we can go ahead and start bringing his legs up here and form the rest of the boom box here. And so you've got a tab right here, and a tab here. And you're just going to fit all this in there like so. And then finally, you can bring this piece down and cover up this ugly bit into place. And there you go. So let me get him cleaned up a little bit and we'll take a look at it. So here's Voice Ripple in his tape deck mode. And I like it quite a lot, personally. I think it works pretty well. Got some nice silver paint here on the buttons. Obviously silver, you've seen that before. I love all the dials and switches here on the side of this leg for detail. Not as much on this side, but pretty cool. And, you know, from the front and the general side, it looks fine. Not as great from the back, as kind of tends to be the case with Soundwave anyway. With any tape deck modes he has. But yeah, I think it definitely works. I mean, I don't really think there's a whole lot else to say about it. And obviously, it still works in this mode, so... And there's his head hanging out in there. Hello, guys. So, but yeah, pretty cool. I am a fan of it. So, I guess I could do a couple of size comparisons here. I have a couple of cars here. There's Iron Factory Run Amok. There's one of the New Age Jazz figures. The G2 Jazz. And yeah, you can kind of see how that works there. And I didn't feel like transforming all those guys. I will get to that in a comparison video eventually, maybe. So there he is with the Hot Soldiers Sound Blaster, since he was easy to do, though. So considerably smaller. I mean, this is a really old Legends figure, and the engineering's come a long way since then. But yeah, so my final thoughts on Magic Square Voice Ripple is he's a great figure. As far as between him and New Age's recent offering, I don't think you can go wrong with either one. I think it's really just more of a preference to you. But I will say that these guys, in my opinion, hands down, smack the hell out of New Age's cassette bots. So if that's something that's important to you, you might want to look into Magic Square just for that purpose. But otherwise, I don't think there's a massive difference between the two bots. But because of that, I went with these guys as my main Soundwaves in my collection, and couldn't be happier with them. So that's going to do it for the review, though. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any requests as far as figures you'd like us to take a look at, let us know in the comments, or feel free to hit any of us up on Instagram. Till next time, this is Aaron. Talk to y'all later.